right, this is our Scholastic news for the week, the volcano that stopped summer. Again, when you go through to your Scholastic news, here's the website at the top, and you'll need to put in the class code CATPEN6018. Make sure to put that in Google Classroom so everybody sees that. So this is the volcano that stopped summer. You can go on the website. It will read all of it to you, and then you're going to do the back page. And then I also gave you the supplemental worksheet for the read and think. So we're going to do those two parts together. So when I go through and read, I like to annotate, and you guys are all really great at annotating. I just annotated a couple things on here. So as we go through and we have our Scholastic News open, I'm going to go here. It says, read, a volcano erupts, then stop. When and where did Mount Tambora erupt? So a volcano erupts. These are the headings. So this is a volcano erupts. And it says the story started in 1815 in the country of Indonesia. So we know right here it says, when and where did Mount Tambora erupt? When? 1815 in Indonesia. And you can actually put that in a full sentence if you want to. You could say, Mount Tambora erupted in 1815 in Indonesia. Okay? And again, pause the video as you need to if you need to copy this down. But again, it's right here. It's the first lines underneath. Okay, number 2 says, read a thick cloud spreads. So this is a thick cloud spreads. It says, for months, wind spread the cloud across the planet. As it spread, it changed the weather around the world. This enormous cloud made the world's weather colder and stormier. So it says, what happened to the weather once the cloud spread around the world? So I would say in a full sentence, the weather became, let's take a look at exactly what it says, colder and stormier. Colder and stormier. Okay. So number 3, read a colder world. So here's a colder world section here. And it says, after the volcano erupted, people in the U.S. could not get enough food to eat. Why? So let's see. They couldn't get enough food to eat because, let's put it in a full sentence. They could not get enough food to eat because, and it lets us know the crops that the farmers were growing froze in their fields because the crops froze. And if you want to write froze in the fields too, you're welcome to add that part in. Okay. Number 4, read a surprise invention, then stop. So here's the surprise invention. And this tells us all about how the bicycle was invented during this time period, which is pretty fun. So it said, how did the invention of the bicycle help people in 1816? Well, we know that most people rode horses back then, but horses had to eat and their food had become really expensive. Horses eat like hay, and again, hay was being grown and then it would be frozen in the fields and it would die. So it was getting really expensive to feed their horses. So people needed a way to get around that wouldn't cost as much. So a man invented the bicycle. It was a new, faster way to travel. So how did the invention of the bicycle help people in 1816? I would say it was a new, faster way to travel. So the invention of the bicycle was a faster way to travel. You You could also talk about how it's less expensive than feeding all of the horses. All right, so let's go ahead and go on to the back page. Again, pause the video as needed. On the back page, it has a world-changing eruption. So when Mount Tambora erupted a little over 200 years ago, all kinds of crazy things happened across the earth. It had that big, thick cloud, lots more weather, crops died, that sort of thing. So let's take a look here. So this has our map of the world. This is the northeastern United States. Snow fell during the summer. That doesn't happen. Okay, Indiana is one of the states in the United States. It says many people moved from the Northeast to the states like Indiana so they could farm because this was all frozen, so they were moving west. Okay, in Europe, cold weather killed the crops. In China, cold weather also killed the crops. This is Indonesia. This is where Mount Tambora was. It's kind of close to Australia and below China and India here. So this is Indonesia where Mount Tambora erupted. So it says, where did the volcano erupt? Well, we know it erupted in Indonesia. So we would just go ahead and do that. What happened in China? Well, in China, the cold weather killed the crops. So let's see, volcano erupted? No. Rain fell for 8 weeks? No. Cold weather killed crops? Yep. We found the right answer. Where did many people from northeastern United States move to? Well, we learned up here in the northeastern United States that many people moved to states like Indiana. So we've got Indonesia, China, and Indiana. So we want to make sure we have Indiana there. And our last one, it says, in which two places did cold weather kill the crops? So let's take a look. It talks about cold weather killing the crops here in China and in Europe. So we have Europe, China and Indonesia. Nope. Europe and China, let's check. Europe, China, yes. And then Indonesia and Europe, nope, it didn't talk about it in Indonesia, but definitely in Europe. So hopefully that helps with anything and that you enjoy the Scholastic News website. It's fun to watch the videos and play the games. Great job, everybody.